What is the reason for the sparkling clean cars in Japan? Well, some people say that Japanese people are clean-loving, have unpaved roads, or get their cars wiped down at gas stations, etc. There are other explanations for that. First of all, the majority of the cars are new or less old. Japan's roads are clean, dustless, and major parts of the cities are covered with asphalt. These factors are instrumental in keeping the cars clean most of the time. Is it true that some hospitals, apartment buildings, and hotels are missing room number 4? Yes, but not everywhere in Japan. The trend is particularly declining in new buildings. Actually, digit 4 is considered to be unlucky in Japan due to its pronunciation, shi, that resembles the word death. But that's not the only way to say digit 4. You can also say yon, which is pretty cool. What is the reason for the abundance of small cars in Japan? Well, people say that it's easier to drive small cars in Japan because the streets are pretty narrow, are user-friendly, or you can save a lot of money on taxes and gasoline. That's not the only explanation. Japanese people like small things because they think they are cute in essence. Try to find something that supports that narrative and let us know in the comments section. What is the reason for the high cost of taxi fare in Japan? It is said that the government establishes the minimum fare. The minimum fare will be charged for taxi rides to the destination, even if it's only 100 meters long. Tokyo's recently revised law states that it costs 500 yen for up to 1096 em. There's a slight difference according to the area. A rate of 100 yen will be applied for every 255 meters. There may be a slight difference in the methods of calculation. Late-night hours have higher rates applied. If you call a taxi to your location, there will be an additional charge of 300 yen. Japan's high cost of living is a result of higher wages. It's not a simple statement to make that taxis are solely expensive in Japan. Is it mandatory to stand on the left side of the escalator? It is common practice to leave one side of the escalator open to allow people to pass. Japan is a left-hand drive country, so it makes sense. In other parts of Japan, people stand on the right instead of doing the opposite. In fact, escalators are not designed for walking or stepping up. But still, some people, including myself, tend to walk on the escalators to save some time. Do Japanese really save time? Maybe a couple of seconds. That doesn't make any big difference, does it? What is the cause of the narrow streets and roads in Japan? Well, the answer is quite obvious. Japan is a small country with a high population density. That's not the only explanation for it. The residential areas of the USA military bases in Japan are quite extensive despite the lack of area. Japanese people tend to live in small and compact homes, which can be seen all over the country. Japan's highland prices force people to live in smaller homes, which in turn leads to narrow streets.